Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer Longmore, founder of this #1 Akashic Record training school in the world. Today we're going to talk about the 8 keys to money manifestation, and this is all stuff that has come through the Akashic Records. So hang on to your hats. We are going to dive in and get started. You may want to have a pen and paper handy, or you may just want to rewatch this. It's up to you. That these are all things that I have learned in the records. These are all things I've learned from the thousands and thousands of people that I've supported over the years, because money is something that most people want to ask about. Whether or not we like it, it's part of living in this world, and it seems like this elusive dance, right? And no matter where you're at with your money situation, there's some key things that are going to support you in manifesting money way more easily. And of course, it starts inside. So this is a great way to collapse time and to, instead of seeing these things as being in your future, collapsing time so that you can experience those things that you think are in the future in the now. And we can train our brain to question, how can I amplify my stewardship of money today? How can I be an impeccable steward of money? How can I look money in the eyes? If money was a person, am I creating conditions that allow it to want to stay around and have fun with me? So there are 8 things that I want you to remember around money manifestation that is really going to help you manifest money more easily and on a daily basis. Of course, all different amounts, right? But at least this will get you started. So the first thing is, we want to remember that money is created from source, and so are you. So we essentially share the same energetic DNA as money, right? We all come from the same source. Money comes from the infinite creative life force. We come from the infinite creative life force. So we actually, on a metaphoric DNA level, we understand money more than we give ourselves credit for. It's a matter of tapping into that inner wisdom that's going to allow that. But you and money, point being, are not really that different. You have way more in common than you don't. So you have a deeper understanding of money on a vibrational level. You just may not consciously be aware of that. The second key to remember is that anything is possible when you step into allowance. So when we are allowing people to be where they're at, when we're allowing ourselves to be in our own process, when we're allowing compliments, when we're allowing money to come in, and any sort of direct and indirect relationship we have with the energy of allowance, that can allow money to come in more easily. So the more we're in allowance of things being as they are, the more we focus on, how do I create as an infinite creator being, then the more we can move through any money blocks that we have and really align with what is available for us. The third thing, and this is a fun thing for me, it's not fun for everyone, but I will say that money loves speed. Not everyone likes speed. And we also have a lot of conditioning around speed. If you take my my money training, and I'm going to plunk this in the chat, or in the comments, I should say, at the end of this, we have been taught that speed is dangerous. We have been taught that we're not allowed to outgrow people. We've been taught a lot of things around what speed can do for us, and yet money at the core likes speed. And part of what allows money to work at the speed of light is being decisive, right? There's a lot of things that allow us to make these quantum leaps, but money really likes speed. Money really likes to be compounded. It's a tool. It just likes to be compounded. So if we're having slower than money showing up slower than what we'd like, it's likely because we have a relationship issue with speed. And we want to unpack that and get to the bottom of, well, what is my relationship with speed? And is that still the relationship I want it to have? And if I transmute that and calibrate it to what I want it to be, will money show up more quickly? The fourth key to manifesting money on a daily basis is remembering that we all have access to the same divine mind. So there are people that have already created the amount of money that you want to create. It's already, the formula, the energetic formula for that has already been imprinted into the collective Akasha, into the divine mind. So it's our job then to just tune into it. There are a ton of millionaires, for example, on the planet, and they all got there in a variety of different ways, some in integrity, of course, and some not. That's neither here nor there, but you can tune in and say, how do millionaires that are in integrity create that, and tune into that energetic imprint in the consciousness and see what comes through for you. The fifth thing is that money doesn't make us any more or less spiritual. There are a lot of people that think that they need to be humble and they're somehow more enlightened and that they're closer to source, and that somehow there's a different level of redemption available to people that choose to forego any 3D extravagances, so to speak, and just live, off of air, basically. I'm obviously being smart here. And then there's people in my camp that say, well, because money doesn't make me more or less spiritual, whether I have it or whether I don't have it, it's a tool. How can I use this tool to expand my message? How can I use this tool to help more people? When I allow in more money, I'm able to hire more team members, for example, and get to projects that I never would be able to get to on my own. I'm able to stay in my zone of genius. I'm able to create jobs. I'm able to exponentialize my impact by allowing more money to come in, right? And money is also a portal. So it's allowing me to have growth and become the version of me that, by way of dealing with all the programs and all of the hooks and the cords and the unconscious programs that I'm holding on to that I don't want to, those have to be addressed anyways. It's just that money happens to be the gateway or the portal that facilitates that transformation. It could be a relationship, it could be our body, it could be our business, it could be our career, but money in this case is something that does that. So it's just about who we become on that journey that allows us to do that. And because money is a magnifier, it just magnifies what's already there. If someone's already out of integrity, it's only going to magnify more of their character. But if you have a solid character, right, and you have good intentions, it's going to magnify that too. That's all it does. It just magnifies. The sixth thing is that everything can be figured out. We just need to be resourceful, and we have Google at our fingertips, and YouTube and a whole bunch of other things, right, that we can search for information that we're wanting. So if we're needing more support around this, if we're wanting to go deeper into how to manifest more money, we can figure it out. And years ago, I learned to invite money into my dream team. I imagined a metaphoric boardroom table, and I gave money a permanent seat at that table. Right? I kept saying I wanted more money, and it didn't even have a seat at the table. Energetically, and I know this may sound a little bit weird, but it wants to be a contribution to the conversation. It wants to be able to share its wisdom around that table, right? Of how to call in more of it, how to be in better relationship with it, how to understand it, how to stop propagating the myths around it, how to create harmony and resonance with it versus dissonance and incoherence, basically. The seventh thing is that as you master your craft, the more money will appear. When you're really committed to learning about money, more of it can appear because you're willing to look at it in the eyes, you're willing to understand it, you're willing to deepen your connection to it. If you imagine dating, you might be dating right now, you may be with the person that you were dating at some point before you made it more serious, or you might be single, but remember what it was like to date. Part of that relationship is going deeper and getting to know that person better so that you can honor that person's needs, you can create new experiences together and so on. Money is relatively the same way. Obviously, we're not physically going out on dates with it, so to speak, right? But it appreciates us getting to know it better and learning the dance. There's only mystique around it if we allow it to be, but when we really lean into it, which of course happens the more we clear our money blocks, right, and transmute any beliefs that we have around it, the more we do the money work, the more we're able to tangibly and outwardly deal with money differently. All of a sudden you're seeing investment opportunities that you didn't see when there were certain money blinders on, or you're available for unexpected windfalls, or you get a raise that you didn't even ask for. There's various things that can happen when we decide, okay, well, I want to improve my relationship with money, so therefore I'm going to be committed to learning more about it so I can be a better partner, so to speak, with money. And the eighth thing is getting a mentor. Anytime I got a mentor around money, it only exponentialized, right? My return on investment and my return on energy was significant, because I could spend, let's say, 5 years developing a satisfactory understanding of, let's say, the stock market. I'm just making that up. Or I can hire someone that's dedicated 20 years to it, who's a total master at it, and save myself a bunch of time, money, and energy and costly mistakes, and just hire someone that's going to show me how to do that. The same would be true for business. The same would be true for money mindset and various things. To be around someone who has calibrated their money mindset to be where you would like to be, that's a smart thing to do. By being in that person's proximity, you're getting to observe, how do they show up and how do they not show up? What questions do they ask? How do they lead themselves? There's various things that a mentor who's already where you want to be will model back to you, where there might be some little tweaks or some gaps that need to be activated and plugged in so that you can be in that place that you want to be. So I would say, look at what's calling your attention right now. Which of these things that I just shared with you, these 8 keys, are really, which one sort of lit up and sort of made you spark? And then look at how do you move the needle around that? How do you go deeper into that? And I will say that I have a money training for you. It's about clearing the 5 main money blocks, and then how, like, identifying them. What are the real money blocks that you have that all of us have, right? These are the 5 ones that all of us have in common. And then 3 really tangible ways for you to shift that right away so that you don't have to keep dealing with it, so you can move your money mindset forward exponentially. So if you haven't already done that, I'll put the link in the comments, but you can download souljourneys.ca/money and download the training that's been downloaded by tens of thousands of people. That's how popular it is. So let us know when you do, and come back and let us know what takeaways you had from that training if you decide to do that. In the meantime, I'm sending you lots of good juju to manifest even more money than you knew was possible. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.